All right. Core data model doesn't have a superclass. Code goes in here. So what do I want to call this function? How about get all items of, and then entity will be a string. Seems good. Let's go back here. This is how our function works. We make our fetch request. Entity name will be entity now. Oh no, we need all that context stuff. Well, let's grab it. So we'll grab this. We'll put it in our class. And we need to import core data. What about all this stuff? UI application, what's that? I bet it's part of UI kit. Starts with UI. So now, get items. This is not asynchronous. So we can actually return something from this function. I'm going to return a list of type any. So we'll just do return results. Again, I'm trying to make this more reusable. Again, I'm going to make this singleton, and yes. And in our bucket list view controller, I can delete this stuff. Oops. I still need to import core data because I need these classes. The list item class. But all of this can go. And this will now be, oh, I need to make get my shared instance. I'll just call it CoreDataModel. And our entity is called to-do item. Is it to-do item or are we in bucket list? List item. All right. But now we need to say as array of list item. All right, we have to cast it out here because we're just going to be returning an array of any, type any. All right, now we have some other stuff. We've got creating an entity. Let's go down here. Now these are not as reusable. Let's do create list item. and it will take that's not create. Our create's down here. It will take an item, which is the string, oops, and we will do this stuff. We'll create a new entity of list item, and then we'll save the context. And then let's return the list item. All right. I want to return it because I want it back. Hold on, where did I go? Back here, so I can append it. So here I'm going to call CoreDataModel dot create list item, pass in the item, let list item equal that, and then append the list item. All right. Now update. Let's make an update. It's going to take an entire list item So how are we going to call this? We're going to say CoreDataModel dot update list item, and table of X is going to be the item that we want to update. Right? In this case, it will take a string as well. So for this update, it's not super useful, right? It's one little attribute. But for a more complex item where there's multiple things that need to change, it might be more useful to have it in its own method. So let's change our function. We'll add the string. And we will say item dot text is equal to string appdelegate dot save context. Cleaned it up a little bit. That's our final error. Delete. So again, not necessary to really have a method for this, but it might be useful for something more complex. Let's say delete list item. So here, we're going to say get that item. I wonder why it's complaining about that. Makes it a little bit cleaner. Remove it from the table data, put it in here, delete it. Okay, cool. Trying to run on my phone again. Oh, geez. Cool. Still there. I'm really bad at deleting apps. And now it's gone. Okay. So everything still works. It's just a little more modular now. All of our methods, especially the get item one, is all packaged up. Cool. That's pretty much it. Just the idea that you can do this with any, well, you can really do it with anything, right? You can make classes for whatever you want. But I generally always make classes for anything that's a layer between my application and some data source, whether it's core data or an API or whatever. Just kind of modularizes functionality. I'd much rather call one function to get all my data than have a bunch of code or even have that function written in the same class. This is the bucket list view controller. It should just have functionality about the bucket list. All right? Questions about anything we did today or anything else that you're confused about? No? All right. Well, Amy made a really cool video at some point. I'll see if I can find it. It's an app that has a bunch of different views, and each of them kind of tests you on something, where it's kind of like a challenge. Think of it as a little belt prep assignment. So I will see if I can find that video of hers and send it out on Slack or Mattermost. But it's basically just stuff like custom cells, date pickers.
Is it a walkthrough or just an example of the library?
No, she just walks through her app that she built.
We could get that, it would be nice, because there are so many tiny pieces, but we never brought them together.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find the video. Yeah. But it's really, the belt exam's just going to be a to-do list with a couple extra steps. All right? Cool. Make sure you read those tabs in the framework section. And yeah,